Alright, it's Etches and Ryoma versus Ibu Shinji. Before before I get into my giant rant, I should probably say that I'm not a fan of Ryoma at all. I've said this several times. I do not like this guy. I could care less for his existence. So yeah, let's be fair. Let's get started with some analysis. He's the titular character of Prince Tennis series. He in this game, he's not bad. He has pretty low grip, which is I guess a running theme with all the left-handed players. I don't know why, because I know Yuta has pretty low grip. So I don't know, but I guess it makes sense because he loses his racket quite a couple of times in the series. But anyways, he has pretty low grip. Aside from that, he has low power as well, but all his other stats are actually really pretty good. Except for maybe his ball spin could have been a bit better, but in the end it doesn't really matter because he has so many fucking specials. I think he has 7 specials, or maybe 8. And everybody else, at most, they have, I don't know, about 4 specials, usually. Some of them maybe have 3. It's usually 3 to 4. With the exception of Ryoma, and I think Kaido has like 5. But Ryoma has a twist serve, which is a kick serve that bounces into your face, basically. It bounces on the ground, bounces towards you, making it difficult to hit. He has cool drive. Well, no, he has a drive, or drive A, which is I think just a volley. Yeah, it's just a volley. I remember. I think in anime, he hits it at you in a way that it makes it easy for him to volley the ball, something like that. He has drive B, which is a return. In this game, it's a serve return, I believe. I may be mixing these up, but basically he has a return of service, which is actually pretty good. He has a smash, which I know this one for a fact is called either drive C or C drive or cool drive in the anime. And it's basically just a smash, but once it hits the ground, it rolls, so you can't hit it after it hits the ground, basically. And those are his 4 actual specials that are innate to himself. That's the the Unig. Yeah, it's always funny because whenever he uses it, it sounds like he's saying Uniqlo, like the company, and Uniqlo sponsors a couple of tennis players, so it's pretty funny that he says that. Specifically, actually, there's a Japanese tennis player. The top Japanese player is sponsored by Uniqlo, actually, which, I mean, it's not much of a surprise, but it's just funny that he says that. But anyways, those are his 4 actual specials, to himself. He also has, I think, 3 other specials that are not his specials, but actually specials that he copied off his opponents at one point. Because apparently he can do that also, which I don't know, it kind of pissed me off when I saw it in the series, because it's like, he's already supposedly amazing. His father was apparently also, one of the best players in Japan. So fine, I get that. And he's made him play since he was like, can hold a racket. I get that. But why make it so that he can also copy your opponent's specials? Like, that's such an unnecessary buff. Like, he was already really good to begin with. They didn't have to give him another buff. Like, oh yeah, by the way, he can copy your shit too. But whatever. He has Tezuka's drop shot. He also has Kaido's snake shot, or the buggy whip shot, which he already used. He has another special, but I don't really recall what it is. It'll probably come up. I know in the series, however, he uses all of the uses everyone's special, which I thought they did really well. It was a really nice way to end off the series. I know they did it in the anime and they did it differently in the manga, because in anime it was not the last match. It was the last match in the anime, but not the actual last match. of the series, as opposed to in the manga it was the last match of the series. So that was pretty cool. I think they might have done them again the over. I don't remember. But throughout this match, I've been using Shibu. That's what I always call him. Because I would always mix up Ibu and Shinji and call him Shibu. But his name is Shinji. I've been using Shinji's spot. Primarily because that's the only method of attack I really have. Since Shinji's only attacking special is the spot. And also, Ryoma and Shinji had a match in the anime. I think it was like, it's pretty early on. He was one of his like first opponents that he ever faced, like from another school, and he used a spot on him. So it would make sense that I obviously have to use it in this match. That being said, yeah, I only have the spot as my weapon, and more importantly, my taunt special, which gets rid of his special. Which is good because, as you can see, he has a lot of specials in his arsenal. And I know I said the kick serve curves into your face. Here, it's just a kick serve. So basically, I said twist. I meant the twist serve. It's supposed to serve towards your face, bounce on the ground, come towards the opponent in a way that's difficult for them to hit it. Yeah, he did the snake shot into drop shot, into snake shot. But sometimes he also does the kick shot. It depends on where in the court he is because of the angle. As opposed to my character, who just always does a kick serve. Because Ryoma's also, on top of everything, he's also ambidextrous. So you can use both his left hand and his right hand. But he's naturally left-handed, which, if you know anything about tennis, more or less naturally makes you better automatically. It pretty much does. It's not entirely true, but if you're left-handed, you technically have an edge, and you're harder to play against just because people aren't used to the way you can hit the ball, basically, just because it's on the opposite side. So since most of the world is right-handed, left-handed players are a bit more difficult to play against. And it I don't know, it doesn't really affect Ryoma too well, except for maybe that his grip is low, which, like I said, I think it's a left-handed thing. But anyways, he as you can see here, he's hopping off. It's gone now, but if you go back a bit, while he's in super mode, he hops on one leg. That's called, well, for him it's called the one-legged split step, but it's actually a split step, which is just, it's an actual tennis thing, which is just you hop around on your feet. You don't have to actually, jump up in the air. You could just, bounce on the balls of your feet, I guess it's called, or whatever. You just bounce around. Before the ball, while you're waiting for the ball, you bounce around, which allows you to move to the ball a lot quicker and allows you to get into formation a lot better because you're already in motion. So you're not coming from static to, motion. You're already in motion. It makes it easier for you to, what's the word? God, I always forget I always forget the words that I'm trying to say. It makes it easier for you to transition into moving, which is pretty cool that they actually incorporated that. However, they went a step up and gave Ryoma the thing where he hops on one leg instead, which I believe, like, he's so good he can predict what side the ball is going to go to. So he hops on that leg, or doesn't hop on that leg. I don't remember which way it works, but whatever, he hops on one leg in accordance to his prediction of where the ball is going to go, which gives him, supposedly, I guess, I might be fudging this up, but it's Ryoma, so I don't really care, which supposedly gives him more readiness to go to the, as opposed to a normal split step, since he's doing it on one leg, which I thought was really fucking stupid. Like, I thought it was cool at first when I was like, oh wow, because I was watching this while I was playing tennis, or learning how to play tennis, and I was like, oh wow, that's really cool, I should try that. And then they did this one leg shit, and I was just like, oh, well, that's totally fucking asinine, that doesn't make any fucking sense. But whatever. Here's another spot. I was trying to make this match a racket KO, but he's not trying to hit the ball anymore, which kind of sucks. Oh god, here it is with his Unigo special. I actually managed to get it this time. That was a pretty good move, actually. He knocked me all the way back and he hit a drop shot. I like that the computer can play smart like that sometimes. Like, I'm not saying they play dumb often, but it's nice that they have strategy to them. They're not just hitting the ball for the sake of the hitting the ball, which is one of the things I really like about this game. Is that the computer is actually a valid opponent. It's not just CPU that manages to hit the ball sometimes. And I'm not gonna say that they're the best tennis computer because I haven't played a lot of tennis games. I'm still gonna probably say that this is probably better than any of them because I haven't played any of the I don't know what they're called, because like unlike Madden and like hockey and NBA and what's the other one? MLB and NBA. There we go. Unlike those two sports organizations, they have their own video games. Tennis doesn't really. They have some, what is it called, like Top Spin or some crap, but it's not really. Yeah, and plus I think it's most likely EA Sports, and I really don't like EA, let alone EA Sports. Like, don't get me wrong, I used to play Madden back in the day, but that was primarily because when I had it, I didn't know how to play football. But I bought a Xbox, first generation Xbox, awesome guy on Craigslist for Christmas, and came with a couple games, one of them being Madden 2004. And I went to DR, and I saw The Longest Yard, and because of that, I got really into football, and I started playing that Madden because that's obviously the only football game I had, and I learned how to play football more or less, and I also recreated most of the team in the game and had them on my team, which I also named after from the game. So as you can tell, I really like that movie. But yeah, that's probably the only Madden game I've ever really played. I had 2K14 because I bought there's a little theme going on. I bought a PS3 from my friend, and he gave me Grand Theft Auto 5 and 2K14 along with it, and I played that for a couple of days. But I'm just not really good at that game whatsoever. I don't know. I'm just not good at it. Like, I just have this thing with like team sports where I just cannot like I can't do as well as I want to, like when it actually comes to playing. So that's probably one of the reasons why I prefer playing the tennis games. However, there's not really too many of them, and I don't know. I've been trying to get the Top Spin or what? I know there's another brand of tennis games. I've been trying to get one of those to play, just for the sake of playing them, but I don't know. I never really have the money when I see them, or when I do have the money, I'm kind of like, do I really want to spend $20 on this without really knowing if it's any good? And also I played. There's some shitty game on the PSN. Oh my god, it's like a mini game. Like not like a mini game, like it's a small. I don't know how. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'll get into that next episode because we're about to serve for the match, beating Ryoma's bitch ass. I didn't even get to discuss why I don't like Ryoma. He's just an arrogant prick, basically. He's just an arrogant piece of shit since the beginning, and there's no like punishment for him being arrogant. That's why I don't like Ryoma, because he just gets away with being arrogant. I do like that his super mode, he speaks the English, but fuck him. Game over. Sucks, because that could have been a racket KO, but he went ahead and dodged it. And that's the match. We've just finished round 2 of the Kantou singles tournament. Next up, we're going to go into round 3, and right after that, we're going to take on the final match of the Kantou singles tournament. It's been an alright match. It was decent. It wasn't like a bagel, but it wasn't a really tight match, so that was good. I had fun with that. But let's see who we're going to take on next time. Oh, it's Aoi. This is the guy that I was going to use for this tournament originally, and we're going to take him on next time. See you.